Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Faiza Sahin Rahman, for the kind introduction, and I'm delighted to acknowledge the presence here this afternoon of Dr. Dipul Moni, the Honourable Minister for Education, Mr. Tipul Munshi, the Honourable Minister of Commerce, Dr. Sandeep Ananthanarayanan, the CEO of Universal College Bangladesh, or UCB as it will be known from henceforth, Professor Sarwar Uddin Ahmed, the Dean of Academic Affairs at UCB, and Mr. Ahmed Chowdhury, the UCB's Head of Marketing. Also, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, it really is a great pleasure to join you today at the start of what I believe, as Dr. Sandeep said earlier, is an historic week for Australia-Bangladesh relations. It's a particular pleasure for me to be here today because this is the first in-person speech at an event where there are actual human beings that I have made for some 18 months. And it is wonderful to see people's faces that are not inside a computer screen, even though I can only see half of most of your faces. Before I start too, I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention the recent success of the Bangladesh men's cricket team in the two T20I tournaments that I have had the pleasure of witnessing recently between first Australia and second New Zealand. And of course, it probably doesn't need me to tell you that Bangladesh was victorious in both of those series. And I was more than delighted to watch my own country be defeated in that circumstance. It was a famous and a deserved victory, and Bangladesh, as I told the president of the Bangladesh Cricket Board, deserved the win because they outplayed us, and I think it's fair to say they outplayed New Zealand in every department. It was a great win, and it was great to be there to witness it in person. So congratulations to all the team, all the players, and the Bangladesh Cricket Board for doing a fantastic job in making the tournament, the series work in quite difficult COVID-related circumstances. It indeed is an important occasion to be here today, and I'm very pleased to be here with such excellent company as the two Honourable Ministers for Education and Commerce, representatives of UCB, and all of the other distinguished guests who are here. As I mentioned, this is an important and historic week for Bangladesh-Australia bilateral relations. I say this for two reasons. The first is that later this week, the Honourable Minister for Commerce, together with Australia's Minister for Trade, will sign the Australia-Bangladesh Trade and Investment Framework Arrangement, or as we call it, the TIFA. I'll have more to say on that in a few moments. And of course, today we celebrate the beginning of an exciting new partnership between one of Australia's leading international education institutions, Monash University, and their Bangladesh counterparts, UCB. I believe, as we have heard earlier, that Monash College is the first and so far the only international education study centre that Bangladesh has approved. Honourable Ministers, I'm extremely grateful to the Bangladesh government for the support that they have provided in making that possible. So, thank you. As we've heard from UCB, their partnership with Monash College offers Bangladesh students an exciting and transformational experience that'll help them achieve international academic standards, to develop a global perspective, and to build the foundations of a successful transition to further educational opportunities in Australia and beyond. Bangladesh is home, as we all know, to a fast-rising urbanised middle class and has a burgeoning young population who have an appetite for quality education. Bangladesh has made great progress in providing access to basic and secondary education in the past 2 decades, and with nearly 8.1 million girls in secondary schools in 2018, Bangladesh is among the few countries to achieve gender parity in school enrolment. It's a constant challenge for any society to keep up with the demand for quality education and training. That demand has been generated by a growing and increasingly prosperous population and an increasingly sophisticated economy. The Australian Government is committed to supporting access to quality education in Bangladesh by helping to reduce disruptions to study due to COVID-19 through our development program. And I would like today to congratulate the Honourable Minister, because today was the day that schools reopened in Bangladesh, and I think that's symbolically a wonderful thing to be here on the same day as. And we want to make there available increasing opportunities and options for international students who choose to study with Australian educational institutions. International students are an important and integral part of the Australian community, and we're looking forward to welcoming them back to our classrooms, to our campuses, communities and lecture theatres and laboratories as soon as COVID conditions allow, and we see that moment coming. We want to remain one of the standard setters for excellence in international education. We have a long history of nurturing the development of high quality educational programs and experiences that are specifically tailored to support the needs of international students. We're committed to providing our international students with the skills they need to make valuable contributions to their home countries, including Bangladesh, upon their return. I'm continually impressed by the number of Bangladeshis I meet in my day-to-day activities who have graduated from Australian educational institutions, including over 3,000 who have been given Australia Awards scholarships. Many of them have risen to important influential positions in Bangladesh, and it's easy to see why. They're an impressive group of people, and whilst I don't think Australia was the only factor in that, I think that we are delighted to have at least played a small part, particularly through our education system. They are living proof of the benefits to both our countries of having Bangladeshis study in Australia. It's a tangible and immediate way of improving our understanding of each other and of getting to know each other better. And we want that understanding, that knowledge of each other's societies and cultures to continue to grow. The relationship between our two countries is important to us. In January next year, 2022, we will celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations. People-to-people links are extensive, and there's a growing community in Australia of people with Bangladeshi roots, including, of course, Kishwar Chaudhry, who made an impact recently in the grand finale of MasterChef Australia. And I think it's fair to say that she's done as much as anyone in recent years to build an awareness in Australia of the delights and of the rich variety of Bangladeshi culture and cuisine in particular. Our commercial engagement is growing too. Last year, our two-way trade was worth $2.6 billion. It's been growing incredibly fast over the last 10 years, and it provides us with, I think, reason for great optimism about an increasingly important commercial relationship between our two countries. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm looking forward to joining the Honourable Minister for Commerce and our own Minister for Trade as they sign the TIFA later this week, the Trade and Investment Framework Arrangement. We believe the TIFA will provide an important platform on which countries will be able to nurture further trade and investment opportunities and to discuss a range of trade and investment issues between us. The Australian Government looks forward to developing further our partnership with Bangladesh in the years ahead. Monash's arrival in Bangladesh and its partnership with UCB are tangible representations of that strengthening relationship. I wish Monash College and UCB every success as they embark upon their historic partnership, and I hope the students who choose to study here have an exciting and transformational experience. I'd like again to thank the Bangladesh government for its support for this important development in relations between Australia and Bangladesh, and I'd also like to congratulate Monash College, Universal College, Bangladesh, my High Commission colleagues, especially those from Austrade, and everyone else involved for their foresight, tenacity and sheer hard work in helping turn opportunity into reality. Thank you.